Hello everybody, welcome to another Valheim video. Today I'm going to show you how it's now possible to practice game design using Valheim. You see, thanks to Expand World Prefabs, we can now customize our Valheim experience in ways that are hard to comprehend. And the best part, it's a lot easier than you think it is. Let's get started. We're going to just make it so the player can actually make a torch whenever they want, okay? There we go. Now we'll just save our little script here. From the moment we saved the script, the player can just say torch, and then boom, a torch shows up right in front of them. Look at this. We can just keep going, right? Look at all these torches. But now, isn't that a problem? I mean, look, we got like infinite torches here. That's no good. Well, it's a good thing that in scripts, you can actually use an incredibly useful thing called banned objects. And so what we're going to do is we're going to ban torches, except it's not quite that easy. We also need something called a banned objects limit, right? And we're going to go with something crazy like 20, all right? So once there's 20 of them around, it's going to stop working, all right? But it's not actually that simple because we need to game dev, right? We need to practice our game dev. That means knowing, okay, when it doesn't work, we need to tell them it doesn't work. So we're gonna copy this whole situation here. And now instead of a banned objects, we're just gonna use a normal objects and then a normal objects here. This inverts the logic. So now if the player says torch, we're not going to spawn anything. Instead, we're just going to do this. Command S nope. All right. So now let's see what happens. I'm going to keep spawning my torches. I can still do it, right? We're still allowed to. No problems yet. Nothing too crazy. But now, what's happening? No more torches, and it's saying nope. This is an incredibly simple example, but it goes so much further. You can create custom mechanics. You can shift and alter the world around you. Take this script, for example. This is just one. It's the Enigma system that I've been working on. And this is thousands of lines of scripting. And it's just one of the scripts on the server. And it still runs. EWP allows you to completely alter the Valheim game world to your preferences. Have you ever wanted a game where you can play, notice something, and then immediately adjust it? Well, now that's completely possible with Valheim EWP. I'm so convinced that Valheim EWP is a secret superpower because it's so fast. This script may look big and long, but it actually is creatable in a matter of weeks, maybe 2 weeks if you really know what you're doing. Just working part-time. That's how fast this stuff is. Once you get the hang of it, it's easy, it's simple compared to actually producing mods and programming. This is a whole new game. Here's how I see it. Well, we now have a chance to practice any mechanic that we can imagine that is scriptable, using anything that already exists in the game. Not only that, but in doing so, we make something completely vanilla friendly. These worlds can be hosted, and then players can invite their vanilla friends without a single mod installed, and the mechanics and adjustments still happen. That's why I've gone all in on this method of studying game design. I look at it this way. Game design is incredibly expensive. When you have a team of developers or even your own time and you're developing a game, it is very high labor and time consuming. You need to know exactly what you're doing. It's very challenging. So, what better way than to find out in a game that already exists? That way you can make your mechanics really quickly, get some play testing from actual players, and truly grow. I know, you think that you have great ideas, but here's some advice for you. Not that you asked. There are no great ideas. There is only playtesting. Playtesting is the ultimate method that will always show you the best way to do something. And that's what makes this development system so powerful. You can develop just the first iteration and then get your players to try it out. You don't need thousands of people, just maybe 5 or 6, and that's plenty. And that way, you're not developing off in la la land, theorizing about what people might do or might not do. Rather, you are developing based on what you see. You're observing player behavior and interacting with them, developing mechanics based on what they do and what you experience as you play. And this form of development will always be more effective than even the best of your bestest ideas. And that's why I'm convinced that Expand World Prefabs for Valheim is one of the most affordable ways for you to acquire actual game design skills. Because true game design skills only come from one thing, and that's watching other people play what you have created. There is no other comparable education, no matter how fancy your degree. If you haven't watched people play what you've made, then you don't have any experience in game design. And that's where Valheim EWP comes in. It allows us to playtest things, mechanics, and ideas completely for free. And best yet, you don't need to learn how to develop in Unity. You don't need to learn how to do C scripting. You don't need to learn how to program at all. All that you need to do is learn how to read basic YAML files. And if you're like me, I didn't start as a programmer. I started off super simple, just like the beginning of this video. It was a chicken and an egg. Before I knew it, I was making thousands of lines of scripting, outputting nonsense constantly, every day, and it's been over a year. So Enigma is the result of all of that fun that I've had studying game design with this fantastic new opportunity that is Valheim Expand World Prefabs. And that's why I'm eternally grateful to Yair, because this was always my dream. I wanted to practice game design, but I never really got it to click. I wasn't able to get to that point where I could get feedback from people doing something that I'd made. But now it's happening, now it's real, and not only that, but I can share this with everybody. I can show you how to do it too, and I can find other people who want to learn about game design and show them how to do this, because it's so incredibly fun. It's so easy to get into. I know this looks complex, but trust me, don't let that overwhelm you, because it's just a new way to play Valheim. What happens is you play the game, you're doing your thing, and you find something. An idea comes to you, and then you're like, wait, what if? And then boom, you're scripting. And before you know it, poof, you've made a new mechanic, and you're practicing game design simply by playing Valheim with Expand World Prefabs enabled. And I have good news for you, because if you are interested, and you must be, because you're watching at this point, I have a couple videos that are guides designed to get people into Valheim EWP. Easiest way to find them is to just go to YouTube and search for JP Valheim and then EWP. This is a whole new world that is so much easier to create and mess around with and express yourself than ever before. And only a few people have really grasped what's possible. It's still going to be another year or two before enough public projects are out that the masses really start to understand what's going on. So if I were you, I'd start learning now and get your project out soon so you can be one of the early adopters. Because the key to learning is playtesters. If you can maintain at least 1 or 2 active players on your server who'll tolerate your changes in scripting, then that's the recipe for all of the game design experience you could even imagine. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you want to support my work, then consider renting your own dedicated Valheim server with BepInX. You can easily put on EWP on the server and start messing around there. But I personally use Zap for all of my hosting needs, and I've had a Zap server, a public Valheim server called Path of Magic, available for over a year, and I've had a good experience. They've helped me with any issues that have come up, so I can recommend Zap hosting to you wholeheartedly. just use my link, JP Valheim, and I've even got guides on how to set up your own server and use Expand World Prefabs, so check that out if you want to learn more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!